Welcome to the Ballroom Dance channel. My name is Sunny and we are a worldwide community of ballroom dancers here, and we meet every day to chat all things ballroom dance. So today I got some fun stories for you from my over 40 years in the world of dance sport. Here it goes. These are my most awkward moments in my teaching career. Number one. This was early on in my career and I'm teaching alone in a small dance studio that day. And my student shows up. This is a pro who showed up to learn some quick steps so he could give routines to his student because he did not specialize in standard. So he walks in looking normal. I turn around to cue up music, turn back around, and the man has completely dropped trowel and is in the tiniest micro shorts, Richard Simmons style that I have ever seen. He comes marching up to me and ready to quick step. Oh my goodness gracious. This day and age, I would probably stand up. Well, I definitely would say, hey, can you put your pants back on? But at that time, I was real green and unexperienced. I was like, okay, let's do this. Now, I am sure that he was just thinking, hey, I'm going to sweat. And he did sweat. You know what? I don't care if you sweat through your clothes. Guess what? I do too. That's why I'm always wearing black on days I teach. Okay, number two awkward moment. I started the state's largest ballroom dance studio for children and teens many years ago. Taught loads of kids classes. And I always encourage the parents to stay in the room, although they had to keep their mouths shut because I don't like when they're shouting at their kids and making them nervous. Anyway, I'm teaching Latin and a song comes on from the directory under the comp music, but a bunch of explicatives come out of it, like swear words for non-Americans. I was horrified, and I've got a group of like 11-year-olds, and the parents are there, and I'm like, oh, they're never gonna bring them back. Like I quickly turned the music off, and I was just mortified. And you know what? When the music started, I think the parents actually all knew the song because they were bopping and weaving. No one chastised me. I did email everyone later and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I thought out of the thousands of songs in here, they were all clean cut. Apparently not. There's going to be Pitbull and some other songs that throw some very colorful language in there, and that's not really my jam, regardless of the age I'm teaching. Okay, next awkward moment. When amateur partners fight, and this is not just a one-time of occurrence, but I can tell you this, guys, I am so uncomfortable. I feel like I'm in the room with an abusive relationship and I'm being bad and dirty by not calling the police. My go-to is to basically run interference, jump in between. I want to take the punches rather than have them be mad at each other. Really stresses me out. So that is real awkward for me. And unfortunately, I found when I do jump in, it just gets worse. And then they're not only angry at their partner, they're filled with rage towards me, and then they don't learn as well in the lesson. So I've learned over time to just let those fights peter out a little bit and have the emotions get down. And then I come in like, okay, well, let's look at this together. And hey, pros, we got a lot of pro friends out here. Tell me what your hack is. I can't be the only pro who's seen this because I have seen it a number of times. And for me, it's very, very, very uncomfortable. I just want people to come out of a joyful experience. Frankly, that's more important to me than you coming and becoming a champion. Want you to feel joy. Okay, next awkward lesson. Students who don't let me end the lesson on time. Whether they show up late, they might show early. And you know what? If I'm not with a student, I will start them early and not charge them for that time. But sometimes it's unavoidable. I try not to book my lessons back to back so I'm never rushed at the end and we can talk. And if they have 5 more minutes of questions, I am happy to stay and answer that for free. But I find it very awkward when I have to forcibly end the private lesson because the student who I'm currently teaching just keeps on asking questions. I even had one student tell me, well, they can wait. Now, they've reserved that lesson slot. I wouldn't have booked you back to back unless they needed to get out of here at a certain time. It was so awkward because I don't want to forcibly end the lesson and be rude. If you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them. So yeah, don't hold them back. That's very awkward for your pro. Okay, final, most awkward moments I go through. When I'm teaching gold novice level men, I don't know why it's the men, I'm just calling it like it is. They don't realize that when you progress through the levels, that you change a lot of those fundamentals you master early on because you're adding layers to that cake. And they think you're teaching it wrong or you're giving them conflicting information, and it's not conflicting information. It is new information that you can layer on. Okay, now we're going to do the raspberry layer. Now we're going to do the cream layer. Now the chocolate layer. They look totally different, but I promise you they are getting to a better net end result. But when I've taught some novice male dancers, they'll argue with me to convince me that something this other pro taught them 6 years ago is what they should be doing now. And that's right. Like, oh, okay. And you mastered that. I'm on to the next demon. We're slaying every dragon up that hill. And each dragon does look real different. So my suggestion is if your pro says something funky, I wouldn't go on the attack of, that doesn't make sense. You know, anger might be that initial defensive response. It'll be in your best interest just to have a little patience. Say, hey, this is different than what I learned last week even. Why? And they very likely have totally legitimate thing going on. And you might even double check with your friends later or look on YouTube, whatever, just to confirm that they're not blowing smoke up your butt. And that they're giving you good information, because I bet they are. Okay, guys, thanks so much for joining me. Yeah, those are my most awkward times. And hey, if you've taken a lesson that's been awkward, I would love to hear that story. Whew, I pay good money for that. Okay, guys, I look forward to seeing you first thing tomorrow morning for some more things ballroom dance. And don't show up to those dance privates with your Richard Simmons shorts on. Okay, bye, guys.